Hi, everyone. I'm Joan Thomas, Director of External Relations for the American Public Gardens Association, together with Jamie Riccio, our Member Development Manager, who started with us earlier this season. Welcome to the opening reception of the 2020 virtual conference, coming to you live. I'm joined by three association members, Michael Dosman from the Arnold Arboretum of Harvard University, who's one of our board members, Scott LaFleur from Sherman Library and Gardens, who is a board alumnus, and Dana Render, who was from Trees Atlanta, who was a 2019 Bartlett Garden Scholar. Also with us is member Elizabeth Barton from the United States Botanic Garden, and Lindsay from Botanical Trivia. You'll hear from them later on. I've asked them to be my guests to host this segment because, frankly, you're all really fun people. And I really miss being around all of you this year. But more importantly, they have a variety of experiences as members, so I thank them for taking the time to help me craft this live opening segment, sponsored by our good friends at Bartlett Tree Experts. Here's a welcoming message from tonight's sponsor.
Hello, my APGA family. Greg Page, Director of Horticulture from the Bartlett Tree Research Laboratory and Arboretum here in Charlotte, North Carolina. I trust that all are safe and sound during these unprecedented times. Hope this bird's eye view of our Arboretum brightens your day just a little bit, even for a short moment. And love to you all, and wishing and hoping that we'll be together soon. Everybody take care.
We'll be hearing more from Bartlett Tree Experts later in the conference. Bartlett is one of our preferred partners, and they've been longtime sponsors, partners, and have been a valuable resource for gardens everywhere. Now, unlike some of the other happy hours or other meetups on Zoom or other platforms, this one is a little different because so many of you are here with us today. So as you can imagine, it would be hard to do an informal virtual event trying to manage all of you trying to talk and meet up with each other at once, utter chaos. So for this event, as much as we want to be able to see you and for you to see each other, we're going to need to keep your audio and video turned off for this segment. I know. But that doesn't mean this won't be a fun and informal time to hang out with each other. So please use the chat feature and cozy up with your own drink of choice at your computer. In fact, do something for me right now. Snap a photo of your opening reception setup where you are and share it with us through social media. Be sure to tag #recrafting2020 for a chance to make it onto our conference feed. We also have trivia coming up that I know you'll find really entertaining, so no matter what degree of plant knowledge you have. Now, in getting ready for this conference, we asked you to send your impressions, your memories, your videos, and photos. We've taken those and put together some really fun segments you'll see and hear during this opening reception, as well as throughout the conference. So let's get started with a poll. How many of you have attended an annual conference before?
Wow, Joan, The poll numbers are coming in. It's a contest, but wow, 42% of everybody this is their first time conference. That's fantastic. So welcome all you first time attendees. Yeah, we've got 25% were in the first 1 to 3 conferences. That's fantastic. I think I was trying to count up earlier. I think this is number 17 for me. So I was in that category number 5. Scott and Dana, how many times have you been to the APGA conference?
This is my second time. So my first time was last year.
Wow.
I think this is my 13th time.
13th, lucky 13. Well, that's just fantastic. No, it's great. Yeah, this is every year. This conference is near and dear to my heart. I know to all of the recurring attendees and the first timers will love this virtual conference. So a few weeks ago, the association asked of its members, "What are you going to miss about not having an in-person conference this year?" We got hundreds of different kinds of responses from everybody. A few of them we had to kind of edit out and, for content, but what we did is we sorted them into different categories. And what Scott, Dana, and I are going to provide are some kind of the top 10 things that all of you are going to miss about the APGA conference this year. And I'm going to kick it off. With the first group, it's all about people. I mean, it is the American Public Gardens Association after all. And high up there on the list, we're just seeing all the old friends, seeing the clients and the colleagues, all of those hugs and the handshakes, or at least hugs and handshakes before it was impermissible. But a majority of the responses were there. And yeah, we all look forward to reconnecting with those old friends. But another high category was meeting the new people, meeting new friends, maybe sitting next to somebody on the bus for the first time on your way out to a garden, or maybe enjoying coffee with them out in the hall, and making those new friends, maybe attending the first time attendees mixer or the student presentations, and finding somebody to mentor in their public gardens career. Another interesting category where people are going to miss hanging out with their coworkers. Coworkers past and present. They look forward to looking at the conference, American Public Gardens Conference, as a bit of a retreat to attend certain conference sessions and do some brainstorming, and to be able to take those back to our respective gardens and put those great ideas to good work. Another category, it's kind of near to my heart, is plant geeks. That was, everybody said they're going to miss the plant geekery, the tree nerdery. I mean, what can we say? I mean, I'm a plant nerd. We're all, we all love our gardens, and we love what we can do with the plants that are in them. And that is something we're certainly all going to miss. Dana, since last year was your first time coming to the conference, what did you meet a lot of people? What was your response or your reaction to the people that you met last year?
Yes, so I really love learning so much. It was my first experience, so it was definitely a lot to take in. But it was really an honor to be there. It was also an honor to be able to present. I love learning all the wisdom that everyone brought with them. And let me say, I had a lot of fun playing with the superlatives that we got to add to our conference badges. And I still have my conference badge.
So oh, fantastic.
Still a nice little souvenir.
Oh, God, yeah, I'm going to, I should have made my own little badge for today.
Yeah.
I missed that. Well, that's fantastic, Dana. So Scott, you want to take off the next round?
Sure, thanks, Michael. Well, let's see. Coming in at number 5 on the top 10 things you'll miss here at the conference is places and moments. And I am definitely all about places and moments. Hey, you guys want to guess what my favorite conference place was?
Did it involve a mouse?
Disney.
It might have. Yeah, there you go. Because, I might be a bit biased, but I do think my co-host, Adam, and all our friends here in the Southland put on an amazing conference. But the other reason is Southern California was my very first conference in 2008. And man, that conference really actually changed my life. Like, not only did I fall in love with Southern California, where I get to live now, but I also realized I'd found my people, from the plant geeks and those tree nerds, design heads, cool conservationists, and excitable educators, all of them partying plant people. It was just great. So if this is your first conference, which we seem to have a lot, hopefully you'll make some great virtual friends, but just wait till next year. We're all in the same room. It's epic. Now, 12 years later, the place I am so bummed we are not is Portland. And I was so looking forward to it. Really was. I've been really preparing for it too. I've been drinking a lot more beer these days. I've been catching up on some books, like this great new one from the Portland Japanese Garden. And I just want to say thanks to Sharon, Kim, and Jessica at VHS for keeping that book tradition alive. I appreciate that. And of course, picking out things to wear. You know, I love to pick out my clothes, which took on totally new significance after that conference moment when I overslept and missed the breakfast plenary session where in Hamilton, where Casey, introducing our winning Planet Jeopardy team, called me Scott Eye Candy LaFleur. Oh, the pressure, Casey. Now this is what I have to deal with. So anyways, back to my outfits. I was really trying to pick up on the Portland vibe, and lush, green, leafy just kind of came to mind. So a good outfit always starts with the shoes. Michael, you know what I'm saying, right, man?
Oh, yeah.
So I happened to be passing by a Vans store, which in California, Michael, are about as hard to find as the Dunkin' Donuts. But anyways, I saw these kits, and I just knew this is where it all had to start. What do you think of these, huh? Dana?
Wow, Scott with the Leaf Vans.
Yeah, there we go. So, you know, once you find that vibe, you're gonna go with it. And I know some of the places we've been for the conference have been really hot and humid, say, AKA Missouri in 2009, maybe a little Philadelphia in 2011. So I had to pick up this really great tank to go along with the shoes as well. But, you know, sometimes when the sun goes down, it gets a little cool. You're waiting for that last bus after the big party, trying to convince the catering staff to give you the extra wine to take home. Shout out to Mary Pat for that little bit of advice. Thank you much. Well, you got to have a matching jacket, right? And so what do you guys think? Am I finding the Portland vibe here? I got my jacket, I got my shoes, I'm ready. So, all right. Moving on, let's get on to this. Number 6 thing that you will miss most at the conference is session dialogue. Getting new ideas, follow-up questions, chasing someone down the hall to ask them that last question and making them late for the next session, and going deeper. Hey, Michael, you got any good stories about going deeper at the conference?
Too many to count.
Yeah, let's, perfect. Let's move on from that one. Well, number 7, the exhibit hall, or as I like to call it, the coffee and swag zone. Many of you wrote in saying the face-to-face time you get with corporate members and sponsors really led to productive relationships. You love seeing the new products and services available, and of course, it's a great place to stock up on pens, candy, and all the free stuff that you can get. Number 8 on the list. Oh, such a love-hate thing with this, but it's such a big part of the conference. The bus. So many memories on the bus. The bus can set the mood. It can ruin the day. It's a party. It's a prison. There's just so much going on there. But those of you who are new to the conference, you will just never know the fear of missing that last bus back. Because with Uber these days, you're all set. But in the old days, you were just screwed. That's it. All right, number 9, the in-betweens. I love being in between. Letting spontaneous moments just happen, whether it's those hallway conversations, finding a buddy to navigate the labyrinth of conference rooms or locations with, casual dinners with colleagues, closing down the hotel bar, or late night rabble-rousing. Rabble-rousing? Who wrote this script, Casey? All right, I could go on forever reliving conference memories, but Dana, why don't you wrap this up and save me from embarrassing myself anymore?
All right. Thanks so much, Scott. The final one, number 10, is the personal or recharging element the conference people will miss. So this is how you guys described it. The surprise moments of inspiration, the change of the pace for my day, annual refueling, feeling of community, serendipitous conversations that sparked my imagination. We're part of a large and impactful organization when we're all together, and that yearly reminder that I'm in such a great industry and all of the early hours and backbreaking work were completely worth it. So, I mean, I personally was inspired by the conference this past year. There was a lot of camaraderie, very welcoming atmosphere. I don't think I met a stranger, even though everyone was pretty new to me. And it was wonderful to be able to feel the commitment that everyone had for their gardens as they were coming to connect and learn more about how to bring more awareness and access to their community. So it was a wonderful time to make new friends and to network.
Wow. That's so well put, Dana. So true. And, you know, we're a lovely collegial plant bunch. You know, when you bring plants and people together, everybody's lovely. Thanks to everybody who sent in your answers to the association so we could compile those. I really miss all of you and can't wait to see everybody in person in 2021. In the meantime, our 2020 conference is off and running. And if you haven't registered for this year's virtual conference, you can. I believe coming up here is the early bird registration code. So you can, hint, you can use that and still get in the early bird discount. So please hop onto the association's website and register for the conference starting up next week. I think you're going to love it. Joan?
Great. Thank you, Michael and Scott and Dana. That was terrific. I've been enjoying watching the chat. It's really great. Keep it up, everyone. Love seeing the names, seeing a lot of new names. So that's really great. The next thing we want to do is to share some of the highlights of the other thing that we asked our members. And you saw a little bit of that with Marnie and Donna's presentation earlier today. But this was another compendium about what positive or inspiring story or moment did your garden experience over the last 3 months? We got a lot of responses, so the association staff put together a short video to tell your story. It's called 9700 Strong, and we couldn't have done this without your help. So thank you. That was, we loved putting it together, and we loved all of the submissions. So thank you once again. Now it's time to have some trivia fun with Botanical Brainiacs, brought to you by District Trivia, courtesy of the United States Botanic Garden. Botanical Brainiacs is a new program offering for United States Botanic Garden and will be the subject of an upcoming conference session in the Education and Community track on July 7th. Now, I've played this, and I can tell you, whether you are a full-fledged plant geek or tree nerd like Michael Dosman, or a novice like me, you will find this really fun and challenging. So right now, find some paper and pencil or pen, and I'll turn this over to Lindsay and Elizabeth. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Elizabeth Barton, and I work at the U.S. Botanic Garden. We are so excited to share this glimpse of our Botanical Brainiacs Trivia programming. If you're interested in learning more about how we create the Botanical Brainiacs experience, you can tune into the session on Tuesday, July 7th. It's called Entice, Engage, and Educate, the Art of Crafting Science Learning Experiences, where you will hear from me as well as some of my fabulous collaborators. And now, here's Lindsay from our collaborator District Trivia to lead us in a couple of rounds of Botanical Brainiacs.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for inviting me into your world and the association for having me. I'm excited to quiz you. I know that we have a lot of plant experts. We have a lot of folks that are going to do very well, but these questions, I'll warn you, are all over the place. They're random, and that's what we've been doing with our program at the Botanic Gardens, is figuring out a new way to reach folks and educate them in plant science in a really fun, unique way. So we're playing trivia. It is a game. So we, of course, have rules. Those 3 rules. Number 1, please do not post your answers into the chat. Just write them down on your pen and paper. Don't post those answers in the chat. At our live events, we say don't shout out the answers. Rule number 2, don't cheat. Don't be on your phones. Don't Google. It is trivia. It is not that big of a deal. The prize today is virtual high fives from me. So I know that that is valuable, but please do not cheat. And then rule number 3, it is my game, my rules. So as always, be nice to me. So I can read those comments. So nice means opportunities for bonus questions and bonus points. All right, so that being said, I think, Elizabeth, it is time to get started with our question number 1. Let's do it. Number 1, true or false? True or false? Broccoli occurs in the wild. True or false? Broccoli occurs in the wild. Remember, don't put your answers in the chat. Don't put your answers in the chat. Just write them down on your piece of paper. We don't want to give anything away. So write those answers down on your paper there and don't cheat. So number 1, true or false? Broccoli occurs in the wild. Question number 2 now. Question number 2, which herb leaf is featured in a traditional mojito cocktail? So number 2, which herb leaf is featured in a traditional mojito cocktail? That's question number 2. So what is in a mojito? Maybe some of you have mojitos at home. I don't know. Hopefully you're enjoying something. That'd be an easy question, I guess, if you made one today. Number 3, question number 3, somebody that probably would be attending this conference, I think, if they existed in real life. But question number 3, in the Harry Potter universe, herbology professor Sprout is also the head of which Hogwarts house? So question number 3, in the Harry Potter universe, herbology professor Sprout is also the head of which Hogwarts house? So Professor Sprout, herbology professor, a little on the nose with the name there, but in the Harry Potter universe, herbology professor Sprout is also the head of which Hogwarts house? It's question number 3. Oh, Melissa actually brings a great point in the chat. If you are thinking, man, Lindsay, these questions are so easy, you are right, because these are only worth 1, 2, and 3 points. The questions are going to get harder as we go within the round. So the questions are weighted to be the point value. So you may be feeling good now, but that is my way of luring you into a false sense of security and feeling good before we get to the 8, 9, 10 pointers that are really tough. So question number 4, which type of low-lying cloud provides up to 40% of moisture in a California redwood forest? So question number 4, which type of low-lying cloud provides up to 40% of moisture in a California redwood forest? It's question number 4. Those of you out in California by the redwoods might have a little advantage here. But question number 4, which type of low-lying cloud provides up to 40% of moisture in a California redwood forest? Question number 5, we're getting nostalgic and we're heading back to the 90s here. Question number 5, in which 90s comedy movie does the main character exclaim, chlorophyll, more like borophyll? I won't do, I'm not great at impressions, but if you've seen the movie, you're gonna get this answer correct. So in which 90s comedy movie does the main character exclaim, chlorophyll, more like borophyll? Does so in a very exasperated tone. So I'm looking for the name of that 90s comedy. It's question number 5, and that question is worth 5 points. So now we're in the more difficult half of the round. Question number 6, what is the term used to describe the arrangement of leaves on a stem? So question number 6, what is the term used to describe the arrangement of leaves on a stem? Half of you are going, yes, science question. The other half are like, go back to Harry Potter. Question number 6 again, what is the term used to describe the arrangement of leaves on a stem? Question number 6. Question number 7, which flying animal is the primary pollinator of the agave plant? So question number 7, which flying animal is the primary pollinator of the agave plant? Question number 7. So looking for the name of a flying animal, the primary pollinator of the agave plant. Question number 7. Question number 8 is one of those questions that I love because it is so weird but fun, and it was one of my favorites to write. So question number 8, follow me here, because we're going to start with Taylor Swift and we're going to end with plant science. It is a journey we go on together with trivia. Question number 8, which Taylor Swift song shares its name with the botanical term for the stalk that connects the stigma and the ovary? So question number 8, which Taylor Swift song shares its name with the botanical term for the stalk that connects the stigma and the ovary? So there you go. Taylor Swift to botanical terms. It's question number 8 is the name of a Taylor Swift song. Maybe you know one or the other or both. Question number 9. Now this is worth 9 points. Question number 9. Which sugary treat traces its origins to an ancient Egyptian confection made from the root of the Athea officinalis? How did I do, Elizabeth? Yes, okay. I've been practicing saying that all day because I like plants, but I am not a plant expert. So Elizabeth has been so patient and wonderful coaching me through how to pronounce everything. So I thank you and I'm doing my best. So we're gonna go through again. Question number 9, which sugary treat traces its origins to an ancient Egyptian confection made from the root of an official? Oh, now I messed it up. The pressure was on, Lindsay. What are we doing? The sugary treat that traces its origins to an ancient Egyptian confection made from the root of the Athea officinalis. So I'm looking for the name of a sugary treat that traces its origins all the way back to ancient Egypt.
And I'm just going to jump in there quickly, the Athea officinalis. And you should be able to see it in the chat typed if you would like to see how we are spelling that.
Thank you. So now we're on to question number 10, which is our 10-point question. Like I said, the questions are weighted, so the more challenging they are, they're worth more points. So question number 10, which vegetable is the national emblem of Wales? So question number 10, which vegetable is the national emblem of Wales? Question number 10. Question number 10, which vegetable is the national emblem of Wales? I'm giving you a little beat to think about those. Think hard. Now, questions 1 through 10, you can guess, right? So if you aren't quite sure, you can write down whatever, I mean, hopefully it's within the category and you can pull an educated guess, sure. But if you get it wrong, it's no big deal. We're not going to take any points away should you get it wrong. So questions 1 through 10, please, please, please guess away. However, here is where it gets a little tricky because this is the wager question. It is our bonus question. So you are going to decide how confident you are in your answer, 0 to 10 points. If you get the question right, we're going to give you those points. And if you get the question wrong, we're taking those points away. So wager wisely, but the good news, I will ask the question first so you can decide, oh, well, let's see how confident I am. Games are won and lost on the wager question. So wager wisely, make sure you circle that 0 to 10, what you're wagering next to your answer so you remember when we do that scoring. So your wager question, within 5%, what percentage of a peanut butter jar must consist of peanuts for it to be labeled peanut butter in the United States? So within 5%, you have a range. What percentage of a peanut butter jar must consist of peanuts for it to be labeled peanut butter in the United States? Now, if you're very confident in your answer, you might want to wager more points. Not so confident, wager less. You have 0 to 10 to wager. So make sure you write that number next to your answer and circle it. That way you know when we're doing the scoring, how many points you're putting up for grabs. This is the only question of the round that you could lose points at, okay? All right, everybody feeling good? I'm feeling good. I feel like we're gonna have a lot of high scores here. So at this time, you are sick of hearing me talk. I understand that, I get it. So we are going to do our visual bonus round. This is our puzzle round, our fill in the blank round. So we'll put that up for you guys to see. And this is a fun one. There we go. We can zoom in a little bit so you guys can see, but you're going to fill in the words that match the definition. So each correct answer will have the name of a type of tree or shrub in it. So you need to fill in the words that match the definition. And each correct answer will have the name of a type of tree or shrub in it. So go ahead. Each of those, you're going to have to fill in the blank. So I'll read through these. Normally we just will have folks visually see it, but I know we have a lot of folks on, and you also have to see my face at the same time. So I'm going to go through and I'll read those answers for your fill in the blank round so you guys can see it. So again, each answer has the name of a type of tree or a shrub in it, okay? So each one has the name of a tree or shrub. So number one, senseless exaggerated talk. So number one, senseless exaggerated talk. Question number one, or fill in the blank number one. And again, as you see there in the example, sound a frog makes, croak or oak is the word there. Number two, a protective head covering. Number two, protective head covering. Protective head covering. Number three, a model or sculpture of a person. Number three, a model or sculpture of a person. Number four is a former CNN news show. Number four, a former CNN news show. Number four. Remember, all these answers have a tree or a shrub somewhere in those letters. Question number five, a cut of meat. Number five, a cut of meat. A cut of meat. Number six, incendiary bombs. Number six, incendiary bombs. Number six, incendiary bombs. Number seven, I know this is a little bit outside the plant world, but it is still a living thing. So number seven, a rodent with quills. Number seven, a rodent with quills. Number seven, a rodent with quills. Number eight is a position played by Bryce Harper. So number eight, position played by Bryce Harper. I currently am in Washington, D.C., home of the World Series champion Washington Nationals, but those of you in Philadelphia can say hi to Bryce Harper for me, and you might know this answer as well. Number eight, the position played by Bryce Harper. And don't forget, it has the tree in the name. Number nine is the person who can give a first-hand account. Number nine, a person who can give a first-hand account. Number nine. And then number 10, cornmeal mush mixed with pork parts. So number 10, cornmeal mush mixed with pork parts. And for all my folks from Pennsylvania, that is where I am from originally, and hopefully you will get this answer. It is near and dear to my heart and one of my favorite breakfast foods. So we can actually stop the screen share if you don't mind. I have one more final question for everybody. So this question is just one. I felt like everybody's having a good time, so I want to give you another chance to win a few more bonus points for all you science nerds out there. So here we go. Your science bonus, you can just write this anywhere on the paper. This is going to be worth 2 points. Which elemental ion is responsible for the color of the hydrangea blossoms? So this is your bonus, just a fun question. I'm just giving you some opportunities to win more points. Elizabeth hopefully can attest that I'm a friendly host, a benevolent, generous host with my points. So which elemental ion is responsible for the color of the hydrangea blossoms? Richard from Philly, hopefully you got that number 10 there. So you have your bonus super science question. We're now going to go into our fill in the blank round answers. So the round that you just did and filled out, I'm going to read the answers here. Each of these are worth 2 points. So your maximum score would be 20 for your fill in the blank. Don't post your scores into the chat yet, okay? So wait to post your scores until I give you the heads up. So don't post your scores, but each of these answers are worth 2 points. Maximum score would be 20. So number 1, senseless exaggerated talk, is balderdash. Balderdash. Oh, yes, so balderdash. So ash is the tree there that's in balderdash. Number two, protective head covering, That's a helmet, or if you see H-E-L-M, so elm there. Number 2, helmet. Number 3, a model or sculpture of a person. That's an effigy, so fig is your tree there, shrub there, fig. Number 4, the former CNN news show, that's Crossfire, so fir, F-I-R. Number 5, a cut of meat. That's a steak. So teak in that, steak for number 5. Number 6, incendiary bombs. That's napalm, as in the palm trees. So napalm, number 6. Number 7, a rodent with quills. I think this one is the easiest one of the round personally, but I think that's the porcupine or the pine tree, porcupine, number 7. Number 8, the position played by Bryce Harper. That's the outfielder. He's an outfielder, so elder there for number 8, outfielder. Number 9, the person who can give a firsthand account. That's an eyewitness. Ooh there, so eyewitness. And number 10, cornmeal mush mixed with pork parts. It is scrapple, and apple would be the word there. Don't Google it, just try it for my Pennsylvania folks out there. So add up the number you have correct, multiply by 2. That is your score out of 20. So don't put that in the chat though yet. Sit on that score, okay? So out of 20 your points for your fill in the blank round, just sit on that score. Now, your answers from our first round. I'm going to start here with our bonus question. This is worth 2 points. The elemental ion that is responsible for the color of hydrangea blossoms, that's aluminum, So give yourselves a round of applause if you knew aluminum for your elemental ion that's responsible for the color of hydrangea blossoms. 2 points, 2 bonus points that I'm just giving to you because I'm feeling nice today, thinking about the mojito I might have later. So you have your score from your fill in the blank round, your bonus question. Now let's get into our scoring from the answers from our first round. The questions I asked, you want to know the answers, obviously. So question numbers are equal to the point values. So question 1 worth 1 point, 2 worth 2 points, so on down the line. Add them up as you go for your score, okay? Add them up as you go. It's gonna make your life a lot easier. You can use a calculator if you want to. So number 1, true or false, broccoli occurs in the wild. False, that is false. It does not occur in the wild. It is results of centuries of selective breeding. So 1 point if you had false. Also, I'm assuming that everybody is fist pumping or high-fiving if you get it right. I am a big fan of celebrations. Yes, Elizabeth, exactly. Number 2, which herb leaf is featured on a traditional mojito cocktail? That is the mint. The mint, the herb, is the mint. So number 2. Number 3, the answer to number 3, in the Harry Potter universe, herbology professor Sprout is the head of which Hogwarts house? You had a 1 in 4 chance of getting this. This is Hufflepuff for number 3. Honestly, the biggest probably cheer that Hufflepuff's ever gotten. You don't get double points for the scientific name. Nice try is only a 2-point question. So we're taking the common name for a 2-pointer. But number 3 is Hufflepuff. So if you are perfect so far, that means you have 1 plus 2 plus 3, and your total score would be 6. So your total score would be 6 so far. Question number 4, the type of low-lying cloud that provides up to 40% of moisture in a California redwood forest, that is fog. Fog is a type of low-lying cloud. You don't often think of it that way, but fog is indeed a cloud. The trees absorb it and release it back in the environment, and it's critical for the ecosystem, as I'm sure our California friends could count. No, Ryan, the puff one does not count. Great question. But number 4, the answer is fog. 4 points to you if you got that correct. Number 5, question number 5. In which 1990s comedy movie does the main character exclaim, "Chlorophyll, more like borophyll"? We don't think that here, but that's Billy Madison. Billy Madison, the answer, worth 5 points. Billy Madison. Question number 6. What is the term used to describe the arrangement of leaves on a stem? That's phyllotaxy. Phyllotaxy, number 6. Phyllotaxy. Friendly reminder that spelling does not, yes, Michael got it. Friendly reminder that spelling does not count. If spelling counted, no one would ever get any questions right. So as long as you're close. So phyllotaxy for number 6. Number 7, this is worth 7 points. Which flying animal is the primary pollinator of the agave plant? That is the bat, the bat. Agave, as we know, is used to make tequila, and tequila is a primary ingredient in a margarita. So I know the next few times that I have margaritas, I will be cheersing to the bats that pollinated the agave plant. So bats is your answer for number 7. That is 7 points. Add to your total, please. So you're adding them up as you go, 7 points there. Question number 8. Which Taylor Swift song shares its name with the botanical term for the stalk that connects the stigma and the ovary? That is style, style. Number 8, like I said, Taylor Swift to plant science, do it all. Number 8, style, and 8 points to your total if you got that correct. Question number 9, the sugary treat that traces its origins to the ancient Egyptian confection made from the root of an Ophelia officinalis. That is the marshmallow, the marshmallow. So question number 9, the answer is marshmallow. 9 points to your total if you got that correct. You can thank the ancient Egyptians next time you have a s'more this summer. So marshmallow, 9 points. Question number 10, which vegetable is the national emblem of Wales? This is a 10-point question, and it is the leek, the leek. So legend actually said that Welsh soldiers used it to wear on top of their helmets, and they would tie leeks to their helmets around when they went into battle. I don't know if that was intimidating or not, but for the leek plant, kind of a big deal. It's good for them. So question number 10, leek, 10 points to your total. Now our last question of the round, this is your wager. So you should all have a number 0 to 10 that is circled by your answer. Again, if you get it right, you get those points. If you get it wrong, we're taking those points away. So thumbs up, everybody. I'm looking around for thumbs up. Elizabeth, give me a thumbs up. Yes, thank you. That everybody has that wager number circled. All right, so within 5%, what percentage of peanut butter jar must consist of peanuts for it to be labeled peanut butter in the United States? 90% is your answer, 90%. So 90% of the peanut butter made of peanuts. So 90%, so 85 to 95 is your range. If you got that, a number in that range, 85 to 95, give yourself the point that you wagered. Yes, the jar has 0, Greg, you are correct. 85 to 95, that range will give you those points. If you're outside of that range, subtract those points from your score. So add up everything from your round 1, your 2-point bonus, and your fill in the blank round. Your maximum score here would be 65 plus 2 plus 20. So your maximum score here would be 87 points. 87 points is your maximum score. Don't worry if you didn't get close to it. I'm sure that you got some questions right. There is no such thing as a bad score, unless maybe you went negative, but that would be, I think, even more challenging to do. So thank you guys so much. If you want to post your scores in the comments, please do. Everybody's coming in with a lot of good ones. I appreciate it. But Elizabeth, thank you for having me. Thank you to the association for having me. I hope everybody had as much fun playing as I did hosting for you. And everybody have a great day and enjoy the rest of your conference.
Great, thank
so
you,
much, Lindsay.
That wraps it up for our live opening reception, which brings our first day of virtual conference to a close. I want to thank Bartlett Tree Experts again for hosting this reception and for BHS Insurance for sponsoring our free member day today. Remember, if you haven't registered yet for the full virtual conference, you can still go online and do that using our special code that is on the screen and still qualify for the early bird deadline rate. The experience includes lots of opportunities for online discussions and meetups using our live discussion feature. We start up again on Tuesday, June 30th. So on behalf of all of us at the association, with my co-hosts Michael, Scott, and Dana, along with Elizabeth and Lindsay, thank you, and have a great rest of conference and a great afternoon and evening. Take care now.
Thank you so much, Lindsay. You're fantastic.
Thanks so much for having me.